Hello ladies and gentlemen, YouTube Buck Let's Play here today, and today I am doing a Let's Play of a video game that I never expected to do a Let's Play of, but I've been absolutely hooked on it, so I decided to go ahead and do a segment for today. There probably won't be a series of this, but who knows, it could be a possibility. But I wanted to show you off my personal Ark Survival Evolved game, a single player game. Basically in this game, you are a human being, and you're placed onto this island by some kind of super terrestrial being, and you are being watched and tested to see if you survive. And basically, you as a human are given nothing, and you have to create the most basic essentials to survive. Like the first things you create are campfires, hatchets, spears, and so on and so on. And every time you level up, you can upgrade your attributes over here, and you can also learn new items that you can craft. As you can see, I'm in a hut, and I've actually got a metal pickaxe, which is something you won't get until much later in the game, because metal is kind of a rare item. I put out the fire there at my forge. But yeah, you're placed on this island with a bunch of dinosaurs. Some friendly, some not, and they're tameable, and a lot of them you can ride. So, without further ado, let's step outside and take a look. It's starting to become daylight, so we'll go ahead and put the fire out. It's a freak of nature, me being a level 31. I don't know, maybe it is possible, but I have a brontosaurus. These things are not meat eaters, they are herbivores, but if you attack them, they will attack you, and they most likely will kill you. But this thing was getting annoying. It kept coming around, walking around. Of course, it wouldn't, actually attack me or damage anything or hurt any of my creatures, but I felt the need to either kill it or knock it out. Which at this stage of the game, I have a crossbow, and I can make narcotic arrows, or tranquilizer arrows, and I knocked it out. And I was really surprised, so I went ahead and put forth the effort to tame it. Now, to tame a creature in the game, you have to knock it out, and then give it its food preference, and you have to keep it knocked out while you're taming it. And to keep it knocked out, you have to feed it narco berries or narcotics. But these gigantic dinosaurs are really hard to knock out, let alone kill. So, and as you can see, I actually have something that could fight a T-Rex. It's a Spino, and of course I named it Spino. It's only level 5. It was a freak of nature that I actually captured it as well. I thought it was a Stegosaurus, which is actually a herbivore in the game, I think. But it's very annoying. The Stegosaurus is, if you attack it, they can kill you easily. Well, I thought I wanted to go ahead and try to capture a Stego. I shot at this thing and got closer, and I'm like, oh crap, that's not a Stegosaurus, that's a Spino. It's a pain in the ass. But I actually managed to knock it out, and I tamed it, so there's that. Here's one of my turtles. This one's name is Millette. It's a female turtle, and she's actually ready to level up, so I'm going to level her up. I always level her up on her weight capacity, because I just fill her full of berries that I find. And then Mole, the male turtle, I also level it up on weight. It's not carrying anything right now. Whenever I go out and chop down trees and pick up berries or harvest for metal, I usually bring one of the turtles along, or I bring over one of my Triceratops, which is my only one. I can actually ride the Triceratops. It's not really great for riding around because it's not that fast and doesn't have a lot of stamina, at least at the moment, but it's fantastic for collecting berries. It completely beats having to pick them by hand. And then my main mount, as of right now anyway, is what are these called? I can't think of it. Parasaur? Yeah, Parasaur. And the reason it's my main mount is because I'm focusing on its speed whenever I level it up, and that's what I ride around. Of course, I also have one of these hippo-looking creatures. I named it Mule. It's my mule. I bring it around, and it's also ready to level up, so we might as well level it up. That's basically what you do in this game. You start out with the very basic, I mean, you're like a caveman, you have nothing. and you have to collect things and make things as basic as a stone pickaxe, and you can work your way up as far as weaponry, like guns. Right now I can make the crossbow's my main weapon. I can make metal pikes, and I can actually, next time I level up, learn how to make a simple pistol, but it requires 60 metal, and that's a lot. And the bullets themselves cost, or they take like a piece of metal per bullet to make. So I have a feeling that's something that's going to take some time, because we're going to have to get a lot of metal. Sorry, it's taking me a while to think. Then there's like rifles, I mean, all of this stuff. And it's an alpha game. They keep they make more and more stuff for it every day. And I'm not even joking. Every day Ark has some form of update. And over here, my Delos. One of the first, I don't know, like beginner level meat eaters that you can tame fairly easy. If there's just one of them when you start out, you usually can knock it out pretty easy, and they just take meat. But yeah, I am going to build a fence eventually so my animals can walk around freely. If you don't know, right now they're all ordered to be stationary. I can click on any of them and order them to follow me. I can set their aggression. I can even unclaim them if I want, but I don't want to do that. And I can whistle to make all of them follow, to make one follow. I can whistle to make them aggressive, things like that. I also have one of these things. I named it Polly because it reminds me of like a parrot, kind of. And my friend who plays with me, he caught one before me. He named it Polly, so I thought, why not? I'll name it Polly. And we're going to upgrade its melee damage. Because all this stuff, or all these animals, they slowly increase their experience over time, even if they're just standing still. And even if you forget to level them up, it carries over. So as you saw, I leveled up Polly twice. But for example, let's say I wanted to go, I mean, I really don't take my Delos with me anymore because they're not really needed. I usually just take, of course, I ride my Parasaur, and I usually bring Catherine, my Triceratops, because she's a pretty good fighter, and she can hold a lot of stuff whenever I'm collecting things. And Mule, he can hold a lot of stuff. He's not really that good at fighting, but he's good at holding stuff for me. That's why I named him Mule. But basically, you order them to follow you, and they will follow you. And for some reason, I'm stuck on Mule. There we go. It was a weird glitch. Okay. And if I go in any direction, since I ordered them to follow me, they will follow me. And it's the same for all the other dinosaurs in the game. So, as you can see, I got two structures that I've built. I'm going to go ahead and order them to stop. It's easy to make them stop without getting off and individually telling them to stop. You can whistle, say, stop all. They all stop. This hut over here is the first one I built. And don't think it's easy, because you start out with thatch, then you work your way up to wood, and you can even do stone. But it takes a lot of stone to make one stone wall, and it took a lot of wood just to make one wood wall. But now that I have metal tools, I can gather more wood. Makes it much easier to build wooden buildings. So I could actually probably mass produce buildings now. Whenever you're stuck with just like stone utensils, it takes forever. But the building I was in at the beginning of this episode is my actual house. My bed's here, which if you die, you can actually respawn at it. If you don't have a bed, then you respawn in a random location within the region that you are playing in. I have a forge here, which basically allows me to go to weapons. If I go to melee, I can make a pike, a metal pickaxe, and a metal hatchet. And then there's also ranged, which is my crossbow. So if I learn a gun, it will probably appear under range. And in the forge, you would put these metal pieces in and use spark powder, or you can even use wood, and it will turn into metal ingots, which you need to make your metal tools and metal weapons. And then there's a mortar and pestle, I can't say it, over here. You use it to make cement, you can use it to make gunpowder, you can use it to make spark powder. You can also use it to make narcotics, which you need to make trank arrows in order to knock out much larger dinosaurs. Smaller dinosaurs like the Dilo or a dodo bird, for example, you could just punch them with your fist and knock them out. Even a parasaur, even though you have to run after them to knock them out, and it's a pain in the butt, you can actually knock them out with your fist. But something like a brontosaurus or a spino or a turtle, you're not going to want to run up to them and punch them with your hands. You're going to want to have a trank arrow. My second building over here is my storage building. Off to the left is all of my wood, which is not a huge collection, but I am trying to build up on wood for when I need it. I have a few things here that I found. There are things in the game called drops. It's like the beings that are watching you from above, or however you want to put it. They drop stuff for you, and you can go pick it up. This is just some of the stuff that I picked up at one of the drops. I threw it in here. There's also a preserving bin, which is basically a refrigerator. You just have to have spark powder in it, and it runs, and it preserves your meat and keeps it from spoiling too quickly. Now, if you put cooked meat in, you get jerky, which in this case it will last 19 in-game days, if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, 19 in-game days. So if I left my computer running and the game running, it would take 19 days for that jerky to spoil. So that's why it's important to cook your meat and put it in your refrigerator. But you also have to make sure you have oil and spark powder, otherwise it won't make the jerky automatically. Spoiled meat, you actually need that to make your trank arrows or your narcotics. You mix narcotics, you make narcotics with narco berries and spoiled meat. So anyway, that's that. There are many, many creatures in this game. There's one that I've actually tamed 3 times now, a pterodactyl. And yes, you can fly around on a pterodactyl, but they all unfortunately died. The last one that died, for some reason, was attacked by this brontosaurus, and I was ticked off. So I put all of my items away except for my crossbow, because I was pretty sure I was going to die if I tried to take down a bronto. But I wanted to kill this thing because it killed the 3rd pterodactyl I had tamed. And I ended up knocking this thing out, so I tamed it, and now I have a brontosaurus. But I really want to get a pterodactyl, and I want to make a saddle for it, and I want to ride it, so I can ride it around all over the map. The outsides of the map are the most safest areas, and more toward the middle there are more dangerous dinosaurs, but there's also more rare items that you can't get on the outer parts of the island. So this is just a very small selection of the actual creatures in the game. Some are not tameable, most of them are. Not all of them can be rode, but most of them can. And yes, this is poop. You can make a garden, and you can actually put this poop in your garden to make it grow faster, or you can put it in a compost bin and make it into fertilizer, which is pretty neat. And out in the deep water, there are sharks, or more commonly known as megalodons, the earlier version of the great white shark, which I fear immensely, and I'm pretty sure you can tame. I don't know if you can ride it, but it is possible to tame one. But anyway, I've probably talked to you guys enough about this game. If you're interested in it, I'll try to do a Let's Play every now and then of it, and I won't guarantee that it's like a series, because I'm going to be playing this even though when I'm not recording, because this is my single player game. I'm going to be playing it. But if you guys want to see more, I will record while I'm playing. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an overview of what the game's like. And like I said, don't be fooled. You know, like here I am. I have 2 cool looking wood buildings. At least I think they're cool looking. You start out with nothing, and you have to work your way up. It took me forever just to build this house. Actually, it took forever just to build the foundation, and then it took forever to build each wall, and then each roof piece. I mean, it literally takes a lot of work and time. So it's a very fun experience. I recommend that you give it a try. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you later.